The last few weeks have been loaded with fear, uncertainty, challenge, and anxiety for all of us. We're facing something that we are pretty unprepared for, both personally and societally, and responding to it is a daily challenge. At the same time, these strange and often scary moments present some unique opportunities for us to think critically about how we can live more fulfilling, holistic lives. That can look like finding new means of connecting with others, developing new habits and routines, and creating new ways of taking care of ourselves. And as absurd as it may sound, one of those things for me right now is learning how to make an awesome cup of coffee. So I decided to buy a Chemex, and I have no idea how to use it, but I am going to enlist the help of a very close friend to teach me.
Hello, Charlie.
That's Kyle, one of my best friends and my former college roommate. Besides being a ridiculously talented filmmaker in his own right, Kyle is a wizard at coffee making. I love getting to work on projects with him, so this was an awesome opportunity for us to connect and for me to learn a thing or two in the process. He also likes making funny faces.
Hello, Charlie. How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty well today. Thank you for asking.
Okay, Kyle, what do I do?
You've got your materials kind of ready. You know mostly what you need.
Well, I have my Chemex.
What else do I need?
Okay, so in addition to the Chemex, you're gonna need a scale,
Scale?
a grinder, filters,
Got it.
and the coffee.
And coffee.
Wow, that is phenomenal delivery. I was unaware that Amazon had upped their game that much.
Okay, so what now, Kyle?
Actually unbox all of the equipment so that you can make your coffee with it.
Should I read the directions?
No, I don't think that'll be necessary.
Great.
Good stuff. So the first thing you're gonna have to do is you're gonna have to measure out your beans and your water that you're gonna put on to boil.
What do I weigh them in? Like a bowl or?
This is gonna boggle your brain. I use the cap.
Of the grinder to weigh my beans.
What? Great, and so I set that on the scale. How do I, what's the word where you level it?
You tear.
How do I tear, Kyle?
You
Tear by pressing the power button once.
One time. Great, I've torn. But we're in milliliters.
How'd you get into milliliters?
I don't know.
I thought, don't we have the same scale?
No, I got a different scale.
Oh, okay.
All right.
My scale's better, actually, so.
Just putting it out there.
Yeah, Rex.
Okay, so I'm gonna weigh my beans. How many beans do I need in here?
All right, so the ratio of water to coffee is about
16 to 1. So what you're gonna want to do if you're using 16 ounces
of water that you're gonna boil, you're gonna want around 29.8 grams of coffee beans. I typically,
Okay, but how many beans is that?
How many? Oh no. Charlie, that's not how it works.
Okay, I have my beans. Now I need my water. Do you also weigh your water in the grinder cap?
I've never personally tried that myself. I would say hard pass. I typically take a Nalgene, although any kind of like relatively lightweight receptacle will work.
What is this called? Someone help me. A NutriBullet.
Receptacle. Great. Let's put it on there.
I'm gonna tear that.
Perfect.
I think this video is gonna have a lot of jump cuts.
It'll be fine. It's YouTube.
16.1.
Excellent. So what you're gonna wanna do now is you're gonna want to set that water on to boil.
On to boil.
And how hot does your sink get?
Ooh.
Not that hot.
Oh, tough. You're gonna want to have preheated some water before we started any of this then.
Why would I do that? That sounds dumb.
Because you're gonna need to use that pre-boiled water to heat your Chemex in your mug.
So you don't lose temperature during the brew process. Yes.
All right, well, let me rewind then. You know, you could have told me that earlier, Kyle. Okay. All right, I've done that.
Working it out on the fly. It's how we are rolling today.
So I'm gonna pour some of this in my mug all the way to the top.
Yeah, not super necessary to go all the way to the top, but just enough to heat the mug itself.
And how high should I fill the Chemex?
You see that little dimple? You're gonna wanna be probably like halfway up to that, just enough to get the glass there at the bottom relatively hot.
All right. Good to go.
Sweet, good stuff.
Okay, so let me make some assumptions now. I'm going to take my water that I've measured and pour it into my water heater.
Yes.
Look at me. I don't need Kyle.
Yeah, you don't even need me for this.
I don't need you.
I don't know what I'm doing here.
I don't know why we're even friends.
Sad.
Okay, so that's heating.
In the meantime, there's nothing really for you to do until that water comes to a boil. I'll give you a heads up for what's gonna happen after it reaches your boil. Coffee's brewed best between 200 and 205 degrees Fahrenheit. So you're gonna wanna wait about 3 minutes off the boil for it to cool down slightly before you start to brew with it.
My water's done.
Do you want me to set a timer for you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, cool. Alexa, set a timer for 3 minutes.
3 minutes, starting now.
You're so polite. And all those people out there who yell at their Alexas. I mean, come on. It's just, she's never done anything to hurt you.
Alexa! God damn! Do you remember the first time you had a cup of coffee?
Yeah, oh, I totally do. It was this incredible experience. I was on a backpacking trip with my grandfather and my dad. And this one morning, I was probably 10 or 11, which is way too early to be drinking coffee if there are any parents out there right now, but this is anecdotal. I woke up and my grandfather was there over this tiny backpacking cooking stove, and he handed me this tin like backpacking cup, full of this powdered coffee mix. And he said,
Drink some of this. This is Yeti food. And I have never been the same since.
That is quite the first experience having coffee. You should comment below as to what your first experience drinking coffee was. Was it as good as Kyle's? Probably not, but maybe. Okay, is the timer done?
yeah, the timer went off. Okay, so you're probably like 5 minutes off the boil. So now you're gonna wanna grind those beans.
Grind those beans!
Grind those beans, Charlie.
Kyle, how do we ensure that we get the proper grind without using a burr grinder?
You have to finagle a workaround. And so the workaround for getting the proper grind, which what you want for a Chemex is like a medium grind, not too coarse, but not too sandy.
I don't like sand.
What you want something that is in between a coarse grind and a really fine grind.
So what you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to pulsate your beans and
Shake your grinder and check every 3 to 5 seconds.
Light pulse. You gotta just pulse it. All right, I think that looks good.
And so what you need to do now is take that Chemex that has your hot water that you put in there. If you look at kind of what I'm doing here with mine, you want to pour it out in a circular rotating motion into the sink.
so that kind of coats the rim of the Chemex.
I see.
And the reason why you're doing that is just to get, when you put your filter in, to get it to adhere and seal to the glass.
All right, that's done. So I'm gonna grab my filter now.
Yeah, grab your filter.
I got it right here, mate.
What you're gonna wanna do is you're just gonna wanna take one layer of that and pop it out like that.
So you're just gonna take it like this
Exactly.
and just open it. And it's just like, hello, I want some beans. Give me some beans. Sorry, I'm sorry. I won't do that.
Ever again. Next. Okay, so I'm gonna pop that in.
It's just gonna go right in the top of your Chemex.
Beans. Okay. And I'm just gonna leave it in there.
Yeah, so you can probably feel it starting to seal to the edge of your Chemex right there.
A little bit.
You're gonna wanna then take your beans and put them in the top.
It doesn't actually look like that much.
Yeah, some people might be surprised. It's not a lot of coffee.
Oh, there's definitely some stuck at the bottom.
Just give it a smack.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yes.
Let it know who's boss.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're back.
Just grab the Chemex, give it a little shake, make sure those grounds are kind of evenly distributed.
Taste.
So good.
So I'm gonna grab my water.
Take a little bit of that water.
Just Pour it lightly over the grounds, like I said, barely saturating it. And what you're doing here is you're just wetting the
Coffee, but not actually starting to brew it.
And what's gonna happen here, because you got fresh beans, is you're gonna see a good amount of carbon dioxide release. That's gonna allow the coffee there to kind of almost
Insulate itself.
Oh, look at that.
and protect the most delicate flavors of the brew.
Professional.
Great, yeah, once you see those bubbles start to kind of die down and it's not really frothing much at all, then you can go and you can slowly start to pour in almost like a
Spiraling motion, so all that water's in.
your Chemex, filling it up slowly.
Wow, this is actually really meditative in an awesome way.
Isn't that nice?
This is amazing.
And now you're just gonna want to wait for that to brew.
I'm waiting.
You don't want all the liquid to go through because that last little bit of water can actually make your brew a little more bitter than you might want it.
All right, I'm starting to see those grounds. Looks like we're pretty much through here.
Yeah, pluck that out of there.
All right. You gotta get some paper towel. You got some paper towel in your life?
You got no toilet paper, I got no paper towel. What am I gonna do, huh? No toilet paper, no paper towel. It's a sad life. I gotta use books now to clean my butt. That's where we're at.
Honestly, I don't even have, because I read off my Kindle so much, if I actually got to the point where I was having to use books as toilet paper, I don't think I have that many.
Kyle, how's it look?
Wow.
Taste.
Here I go. Wait, I gotta swirl it one more time. Look at that.
I'm starting to sweat so much in this suit.
Woo! Coffee.
To you, sir. How'd it turn out?
That's good coffee.
In many ways, I achieved what I set out to with Kyle. I learned to make a great cup of coffee, which is something that I can add to my daily routine and hopefully something that will ground me more in uncertain times. But as we were filming, I quickly realized that making this video was what I needed most. It was fun. I was laughing between takes, as was Kyle. I broke a lamp, but who cares? I was having a blast. I was trying something new, working on a passion, and being silly with someone I love. I got some dancing in too. And as much as spending a day making a video about coffee was a distraction, I think that was exactly what I needed right now.
This has been really fun.
We're gonna do like the YouTube thing now. We would really appreciate if you liked and subscribed because it lets us know that you had a good time and we can continue making things like this.
If you didn't like this content, maybe let us know why. Or don't, actually. Don't tell us. I don't need that in my life right now, but whatever.
Do you need anything else from me right now?
No, man, I think that was it. I appreciate you helping me out, and I love you a lot.
Indeed, likewise. Love you very much. I will talk to you soon.
Bye, guy.
Bye.
Oh, what a man. It's good fucking coffee.
I hope you enjoyed this video. Before I sign off, I just want to take a moment to recognize that I have a lot to be grateful for right now. Besides being young and healthy, I'm able to file for unemployment benefits, I don't have to worry about where my next meal is going to come from, and I have a safe living situation. A lot of people are not that fortunate, and there's a lot that we can do to help. If you have the means, consider donating to a local food bank, domestic violence service provider, or some other aid organization, and I'll link some options below. Also, if you have the ability to safely social distance, then do it. Not everybody has that choice, and it will make it a lot safer for those who can't social distance if those of us who can do. Thanks for watching.